God with us. And for each of these weeks during the season of Advent, as we prepare for the birth of the child who will be called Emmanuel, we are called to reflect on what it means that God is with us and how that could possibly be true. And the question of Emmanuel, how God is with us, is essentially a question about power. Where does power reside? And of course, the Christian claim will be that all power resides in a newborn infant, in a backwater country, in a backwater town. But that's not how we normally think about power. I've had this on my mind this week because, what do you know, I've been to Washington, D.C. And if there's anything that Washington, D.C. does, it exudes power. And it is a powerful sight. You know, you arrive and you see that Washington Monument, and you see that Capitol building and the Supreme Court, and they're all made out of white marble, and that's impressive, not to be messed with. And you go into the office buildings of the House and the Senate where all these people work, and the corridors are wide, and they're all made out of marble, and there's a hushed tone. Once in a while there's a statue of some famous person, but mostly it's all designed to have a sense of, I think it must be holiness, or certainly it's power. Now I was there because I was blessed to be a representative of Episcopal Migration Ministry and of the Refugee Task Force here in Rhode Island. And my job, along with Ivy Swinsky, who was also with me, was to go and talk to the congressional delegations, either the person themselves or their staff, about issues related to refugees. And in this case, as you can imagine, the Rhode Island delegation does not need to be persuaded about the importance of refugees. They're here in our community, they're here in our very own driveway, and their importance to America and to the spirit of America is clear to them. What was interesting for us then was we met with Senator Reid and David Cicilline, and then we met with the staff of Sheldon Whitehouse and Jim Manchin. And what was clear amidst all of this sense of this honored place of power was how powerless they really were. That, in fact, the nation is so polarized that people have all lined up on the left or on the right. And so the room for negotiating anything is very rare. Some things can be done on side issues, but issues about refugee resettlement or about gun control or about those big issues are not going to be resolved. They're not even going to be moved because the camps are so entrenched. So the power that you run into in Washington is not the power to fix those big things. It's the power of one person, whether it's your senator or your representative, or maybe it's one of their staff people, to be able to work on one small thing. Jack Reed says clearly the one small thing that he hopes to accomplish is to regularize the citizenship of Liberians. You remember, Liberians are on temporary protected status, and it keeps getting put off year by year by year, and he would like to finally tie that down. Another small thing that staff is working on is temporary protected status for Venezuelans. You know what's going on in Venezuela, and another small thing is to look into how Cambodians seem to be being targeted these days for deportation by ICE. All these little things, which are not going to save the world, but they take one person committed to doing it and to focus their lives on that. And it made me think that power in this situation does not really reside in Washington. It really resides equally in the individuals who are called to say and do and live in our time. That power resides as much in the refugee community as it does in the community of Congress. And that power is not a matter of marble hallways. It's really a matter of people's hearts and the sense that a person can have of purpose and strength that goes out of their relationship with God. Now, I mention all that because of today's gospel reading. And we, on the second Sunday of Advent, we hear from John the Baptist. And John the Baptist is described, is often caricatured, as being sort of a wild man. And that's because he wears a camel's cloak and eats locusts and wild honey. And that's pretty weird for us. But it's not weird if you are a Bedouin. A Bedouin is, of course, someone who lives traverses the desert, and their basic clothing is camel's hair. So in the description of John as a Bedouin, it's not described him as crazy. It's as one of the people. Just a guy whose job is to take care of camels. And to eat locusts and wild honey is not a weird thing. It's actually a nutritious thing to do if you have no other food to eat and you live on the edge of the wilderness like that. And that would be true for a lot of poor people. So the description that we get of John the Baptist is really of a person of the people. Not a crazy man, but somebody who is, you could even dare to say, an activist on behalf of the people. And that's drawn into particular focus in the gospel today because of the Pharisees and the Sadducees. Now, the Pharisees and the Sadducees represent where people think power resides. They think power resides in the temple and in that whole temple complex in Jerusalem. They think that if God is going to act, God is going to act through the temple. That's the way it is in their day, in their time. And so when they come out to hear John the Baptist recognizes them as the representatives of a power structure that's going to fall. A power structure that has no real power. And he says instead, real power, where does it reside? It resides in your heart. It resides in people who are willing to repent and recognize their place in the world and turn their hearts to the kingdom of God that is come. What John the Baptist is saying is that real power in this world does not reside in Washington, D.C. It resides here, in this place, in your heart and your mind. And that if we will recognize the coming of God into this world, in the coming of God's power into this world, if we will turn from the things in our life which hide us from that, then we will know Emmanuel. Then we will be Emmanuel, God with us. The whole of Advent is not about something that happened long ago and far away. It's all about your heart and mine and the God who comes today.